Good evening, everyone. Edwin Lee Raymer is here with you tonight on a Sunday night. We appreciate you joining us, and I'm going to get right into it. Our guest tonight is your Rutherford County Property Assessor, Mr. Rob Mitchell. Rob, how are you?
I'm doing great, Ed. Thanks for having me on.
You are. No, I wanted to do this, and we're not going to do an intro or anything. You all know how to reach us. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook Live. Of course, here on the good old-fashioned radio at 1450 AM, 101.9 FM, 100.5 FM. And then, of course, on YouTube Live, the Edwin Lee Raymer Show, Facebook Live. You can find us, go in at YouTube, just tell me the Edwin Lee Raymer Show. It'll pop up. My wife listens on Alexa. There's a number of different ways. Stitcher, all the one friend of mine listened, he found me on iHeartRadio. I didn't know I was on iHeartRadio, but whatever. whatever that meant. I thought it was just for rock and roll music, but no, apparently it's not. That's how out of touch I am. So anyway, thank you all. Angela Bingham, Angie Renee are here, and we've been talking out in the vestibule there before we come in, doing a great job with simplicity. Always feeding people, taking care of the community, doing what we are supposed to be doing. And I strongly encourage you to listen to them. Their broadcast is every Sunday, Simplicity at 6 o'clock. Listen to that. Been here for a while now and doing some good work. And doing a lot of talking and backing it up with action. I mean, that's what it's all about. And we just, we're so grateful to be just a part of that. As we come in here and try to round out the Sunday evening. Rob, how are you doing? Everything you say is going good?
The worm is turning.
Okay. I wasn't going to rub anything in, but I'll let you do it because you've earned it, okay?
Oh, wow.
You have been absolved. You correct me if I'm wrong. You have been absolved, acquitted of every single thing you were accused of.
Yes.
Yeah. How much did this cost the county or the state?
Gosh only knows how much it cost the state. Probably, well, they said that their administrative costs were about $235,000 just on the last 6 months.
That's chump change compared.
Not including what they did before.
Sure. Or
the 2 years worth of administrative costs of employees in our office.
Okay.
To make that happen. So I imagine if you added everything up and tried to account for everyone's time at the state and local level, it probably cost between $3 and $5 million.
I'd say every bit of it. Sure.
To accomplish nothing.
Just because they wanted to do something.
Right. So we had an administrative law judge come down and rule last week that 12 townhomes that the state had directed us to retroactively reclassify from residential to commercial. The administrative law judge reversed and took them from commercial and put them back as residential.
That's the one you sent me the email on, I believe. Right. And I mean, the list just keeps going on. You just keep winning now.
Yeah.
This thing. But now let's. I want to pay a tribute to your wife because she's been through this with you.
Yeah, it's been very hard on her.
Yes, it has. I know it has, and we've talked. And yes, folks, we've talked, and we're friends, and I'm not going to lie about it. And it's just that simple. But I know your wife's been right there with you on this, and maybe your son, maybe the whole family. Well, I don't know. It's
my father-in-law who lived with us.
Right.
He passed away last May 2nd.
Right.
And a lot of that was brought on and exacerbated by the stress in the family. He wasn't well anyway, but
true. Okay.
When he would see me distressed and he would see my wife distressed, right. It distressed him, and stress is the worst thing you can have when you're elderly and you're struggling to maintain your health. So
sure.
I firmly, personally, I blame a lot of the loss of my father-in-law on the state of Tennessee.
Okay. And was this enhanced or exacerbated by anyone here in the county?
Oh, yes, it was. It was by our soon-to-be former county mayor,
Right. Joe Carr.
right, and agents that he employed at county expense.
At county expense.
Right.
How much time did we waste on this? Because I've kind of been with you through this whole thing, off and on. I'm going to say, 3 years?
Yep. Going on
About 3 years.
Ever since shortly leading up prior to a year before my election.
Right. Okay.
That's when it started.
We had talked about,
It started when I spoke up and I said we didn't need a tax increase, a property tax increase. We had sufficient funds. 2 years later, somebody sends something through to Scott Broden at the Daily News Journal,
Right.
and he says, "Rob, you were telling everybody that we didn't need a tax increase. We actually had
Correct.
a surplus. Somebody just sent me a report from the comptroller's office saying we actually had a $17 million surplus,
Correct.
not a $64 million deficit."
Right.
That's exactly what you were saying. I said, I know.
What's going on, Rob? And please, if you can, for me, and not for the listeners or the viewers, whatever, but for me, dumb it down. What is that correlation between the two? You say we got a $17 million surplus. They say we're $64 million. What are they talking about? Or do you know? I mean,
I just looked at the budget numbers.
right? Okay,
We have a fixed amount.
sure.
We have the value of the property, which the value of Rutherford County's property is now $75 billion.
Okay,
And then our assessed value that we levy a property tax against is $21 billion.
okay,
Now, 4 years ago, it was $16 billion. Now
Right.
it's $21 billion. So our tax base has grown. I was just looking at the numbers based on the previous tax rate, the previous tax property assessment, and looking at the Department of Revenue's projections on sales tax revenue that was coming into Rutherford County
right.
from all sources. And based on that, we did not need to have a property tax increase. We could have gotten by fine without it. We
Sure.
wouldn't have been able to expand the size of local government,
Right.
which has grown tremendously. Our
Obviously,
our
yeah,
county
I
budget
understand.
has gone from a little over $700 million to right at $1 billion
Sure.
in the last 3 years. So how do you have that kind of growth? How do you increase revenue, increase expenditures, and still maintain a AAA bond rating if you haven't overtaxed the citizens?
Sure.
Because if you have a revenue surplus, that means you've over-collected. It's like in the insurance
Right,
business.
sure.
If you over-collect, you can pay that money back. And
Sure.
it's tax-free when you pay it back. This is insurance talk.
Sure. Right.
But,
yeah.
So we really didn't need the additional revenue. But what that additional revenue did allow for was the expansion of services all over the county, building facilities that were determined to be necessary, which is fine. If the disconnect is, I don't think a whole lot of people really understand what it is that their tax dollars are going for.
Oh, I don't either, because I don't. I mean, I know roads and bridges, certain roads and things and all that, but then again, and a lot of people don't understand this, Rutherford County, your property tax does not apply to every road in this county.
No.
You have state roads, you have, things of that nature. And
a lot of people, I give 30 minutes driving from the north side of Murfreesboro to get over here. That's how
Sure.
long it takes me on a Sunday with
Every
basically
bit of
with no traffic.
not supposed to have any traffic at all.
So
Sure.
it takes longer to get places now than it did several years ago. And
Sure.
people are frustrated by that. So they're angry and they say, somebody needs to fix this. They
Right.
don't really know who that somebody is.
Sure.
If if the traffic congestion is primarily in a city, the county cannot do anything about a city road. Now,
Right.
if the
That's
county
true.
wants to widen roads in the county, that's great. But as soon as the city annexes it, it's now city property and city responsibility, and the county is paid for the upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
you know, there has to be a level of education and coordination between all interested parties, because a county has a limited amount of funds. Their primary goal is they must fund local education. They must fund
Sure.
the sheriff's office and county, public safety, necessary public
Sure.
safety.
And many county offices, just like yours,
and
just
county
like yours.
government
Sure.
offices. To an extent, a lot of offices are actually fee offices, and they're paid for out of fees.
Sure. Yeah.
So they're not impacted. But our office is unique. Our office comes 100% from the tax levy.
Sure.
A register of deeds, county clerk, trustee. Those are actually funded from excess fees. Sheriff's office is funded from the tax levy, and that's outside of the school system. That's the single largest budget in county government as an individual agency.
Sure. And by the way, our new sheriff is going to have his hands full.
It is.
Because, I mean, in addition to the job itself, we need a new jail.
Yep.
And this costs money. And I'm not here to get you to go into that tonight, but this is what encompasses all these, your property tax.
Right.
That's what it takes. And by the way, your department, and correct me where I'm wrong, you have returned money to the county every year. Not every year you've been there.
Every year since I've been there.
Every year since you've been there, you have not used your allotted budget.
No, we've found ways to cut back and save money. We've returned over $6 million.
Now, Rob, this can't, to be honest, now you can't go on like that forever. Sooner or later, I mean, your people are going to be worked to death too.
Well, they are working.
They are. Well, they are. Yeah, already. Yeah. I mean, and they're not begrudging it, but it's part of what this growth has been. Something's going to have to give. And I mean, I for one understand.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, every year, the request is to add additional positions into the office and generally every year it's no. You're fine with what you have.
because you've turned money back in, they think
Yeah.
you're using an abundance of it. But in other words, y'all are being the thriftiest bunch in the whole county as far as the department goes.
And it's, let me be clear. Every office in county government returns surpluses every year. It's primarily in payroll dollars because if the way the budget system works, you ask for everything that you're going to spend
Sure.
for July 1st.
Okay.
Now, if you have a position where somebody leaves, that position is funded by the tax levy, by the
Okay.
budget.
Right.
So if it takes 2 months to interview and hire somebody, you have 2 months worth of allocated budget for that particular position that was not spent. So
Okay.
in most county offices, if you're on the county budget system, we aren't, but if you're on a county budget system,
Right. Okay.
then what will happen is you can't use that money anywhere else. You can only use that whatever's left for that year. So you have to hire somebody in at that wage that was allotted for, and there won't be any change for the course of
Okay.
the year. They'll have to get an increase the next year. So that 2 months, that and all the benefits go back to the general fund.
Sure. Okay.
So, but people don't know that. If they're not told that money that was allotted is going back to the general fund and it's going into county surplus and it can be used to reduce their property tax levy.
Good enough. We're talking with Rob Mitchell, your Rutherford County property assessor. Jackson's on the board tonight. Connor's out out of town. I don't know, he may have ran out and left us all. I don't blame him if he did. But Jackson's here doing a good job as always. He normally works the mornings, but he's pulling double duty, I guess, this week or this next couple weeks. Glad he's here. I'm Ed Raymer of the Edmund Lee Raymer Show. We're going to go to our break and be back with you in a couple of minutes. Stay with us. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. You know, if you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219, or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
And I want to tell you about a great friend of ours, J. Mullins Jewelers. You know, they've been in this county for going on 100 years now. And their new location is 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. Jewelry for any and all occasions, weddings, birthdays, of course, all holidays, Christmas and everything, getting real busy around the Christmas holidays. Check them out at 1640 Memorial Boulevard, right here in Murfreesboro. You know, J. Mullins Jewelers. Can't beat it. All right, we're back. We're having a debate over who's the boss up here. I said it was Jackson, so I don't know.
I vote Jackson.
Right. Well, Rob went action Jackson, so now the guy's got a big head. He's going to strut around here the rest of the night. Anyway, thank you, Jackson. Appreciate it. We went to our break. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thank you, Tim, over at J. Mullins, you and Michelle, and the whole bunch, and Garrick, the whole bunch. Thank you. Great job, always. Rob Mitchell is our guest. I mentioned a man has become a friend of mine. I get, well, we fight on Facebook all the time, but because we've got some different political persuasions, and that's fine. But Bud Carmen, out of Franklin, your attorney, you had to hire, you and the wife hired these people plus what, 2 or 3 others?
Yeah. For
defense and for certain things you needed done?
Right, for different specialties and areas of expertise.
But Bud was he was at the top of the order because he's the one that formed a lot of these commissions with the state.
Yeah,
he was in the 70s.
He was actually the director of the Division of Property Assessments,
right,
under William Snodgrass, back in the early 70s.
I think we'd said it was 73 or 4, somewhere, maybe 76 or somewhere around in there.
He started with him, I think, when he got out of the Air Force in 67 or 68.
Right.
And then became director of the division and was director up until 1989.
Right. Good fella.
You know, so
yeah.
He understood it. When he saw what was happening, he called me and said, what they're doing to you is improper, it's wrong, and I want to help.
And he knew it. He knew that.
He knew exactly what was wrong, what was being. He even has a copy of the conventions of the. It's a journal of the proceedings of the Constitutional Convention of 1971.
And he was good enough to come up here and share that with us. He's been here a year or so ago. I forget when it was, but he came over at his own expense to come over here. Well, I'm sure he back. You may. Sorry, Rob, but seriously, I mean, you and your wife paid this man out of your pocket. The county paid none of your expense as far as defense goes.
No, county hasn't paid anything.
Right. Okay.
You know, so we've just paid it out of our pocket as we went, trying to, get things as we can.
I think that Rob Mitchell and his wife, Mr. and Miss Mitchell, ought to be reimbursed. I don't know who would I see about that. We can hit our new mayor with that one, I guess. Bless
we
his
can always
heart.
ask the governor.
Yeah. Good luck getting it out of him. You got a call from me. Jackson has a call online. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Mr. Raymer, Mr. Mitchell.
Is this Jeff? Jeff, this
How
you?
y'all doing, Mr. Mitchell? How you doing?
He asked, I'm sorry.
Mr. Mitchell, how you doing?
Mr. Mitchell, how are you doing?
Doing good. I had to put my headphones on. I get a little squeak with my hearing aids when I wear them.
The truth of the matter is, Jeff, he didn't want to mess up his toupee, but
I
go
know he
ahead.
don't mess with his hair. He don't mess with his hair. He ain't got a toupee now. Real hair. He ain't got no toupee now. He's got some hair up there.
Okay.
He said that very much after all this. He's got some. He's just not much up there.
Yeah, well, he's about pulled what hair out of his head with that. Bunch.
They almost scalped him. He's got a few hair.
Well, I tell you, Jeff, my wife, the other day I was on the floor playing with my grandson, and she goes, "What happened to the top of your head?" And I said, I lost my hair.
Well, I mean, you got a few. Like I said, you got a few follicles up there. They didn't take them all. They took a few of them up there. But no, I just want to say, I know you've been through the. I mean, you've been through the ringer, all this stuff, and
Sure.
talked about it. And I mean, like you say, the money that the state lost. I mean, I don't know how much our rainy day fund was, about $1 billion and $2-3 billion. They don't want to spend it. I guess they don't think there's any rainy days in the state. I guess they think it's all sunshine and rainbows. I guess they forgot about COVID. Was that thing COVID that happened? What's that thing COVID that happened? Was that a rainy day? Evan Lee, you think was COVID a rainy day to you?
Well, I don't know. Did we draw from the rainy day fund during COVID? I guess we did. I don't know.
We got a whole lot of grants from the federal government passed through a lot of money, so
I know, but I'm saying, I understand. But I'm saying, I mean, if they want a rainy day fund, was COVID? It must not have been a rainy day to them when all these people are dying. It must not be a rainy day to them when all these, millions of people out there.
Yeah.
I just want to say, there's jobs that I would never want. You couldn't give them to me. You couldn't pay me enough money. And Rob Mitchell's is one of them. I wouldn't want that for nothing. But assessing people's property and tell them it's this and that, and then because I know, Mr. Mitchell, if you were in Davidson County right now, you wouldn't be very popular.
Actually, Davidson County's a little bit upset with me because, well, I don't know that the assessor shouldn't be upset because I know how the sausage was made.
Right.
And it was actually the comptroller's office that caused the overinflation of the properties down on Lower Broad.
Well, I guess you can talk. I know a lot of businesses, not down there, but I know a lot of different businesses all over Nashville are either really hurting or going to close up because when they did some of them, they said it was double and triple the value and they couldn't afford it.
No, they can't. Well, I invited them to come down here because I was hoping somebody would come in and bring us some of that good food from up there in Nashville.
Yeah,
Come on down here, bring it on down.
Sure.
We can take some of it. I'm just saying a lot of them, and we can take the if Peg Leg Pork wants to come on down, we can build him a nice place. I mean, he's got a nice little restaurant up there, but if he wants to leave, I know you know what that is, right?
Oh yeah.
If you wants to come on down, we get him I'll get him some location. We just get him a little plot of land out here. And like we said, we can cut us a road out, Bubba.
Okay.
Road ain't gonna take us 2 hours. But no, I just want to say, Mr. Mitch, I know y'all. I don't know. I mean, I just want to say you did a great job for the county. You've been saving money. I mean, I know it's I hope it's basically all over. And then I was going to ask you one final thing. I want to ask you about was the chess deal because I know you're a big deal into that. You really got that going.
Yeah, that's gotten kind of sidetracked through all this, but you had a big deal going. It's a good thing.
Yeah, we've.
I was wondering, and I'll just hang up. Listen, y'all have a good week. Take care. See you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Jeff.
Jeff.
Jeff Neal, good friend of this station and a good friend of this broadcast, and a
he
good
is.
friend of ours because he believes in you and me too for some reason. But tell us the chess thing. Tell people it's a good thing.
Well, we didn't get to have the chess championship this year as we have in years past because of stuff going on with the state and with the reappraisal. But what I'm going to do with the money that has been raised, I'm going to donate it to the schools so that they can buy the equipment. We've raised about $1,100, and I've got 10 tournament chess sets that
Sure.
I've purchased. I'm going to donate those along with the $1,100.
People could help out with this, buy a chess set, help out. Yeah, because goodness knows we got plenty of county schools. And, it's amazing because in 74, 5, 76, I graduated in 76. Yes, there were schools back then, ladies and gentlemen.
Spirit
and
of
some of you
76.
kids. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I graduated in. But we were playing chess then. Mm-hmm. Played during study hall and back in, and it can get tense if you, in other words, if you touch the piece, you have to move it. I mean,
That's
it got,
You got to move it somewhere.
yeah. And I've seen, I was just adjusting it on the board, and they were just adjusting it, but technically, if you touch it, you've got to move that piece, right?
Yeah, that's it. Touch, move.
Golly, that's brutal.
Well, see, that was the Bobby Fischer bump that happened
Oh,
in
yeah,
'72.
sure.
So,
Right.
we kind of grew up that. I'm a '76er myself. So
Who did he come up against? Was it
Boris Spassky.
Boris Spassky.
Spassky. Yeah.
Spassky.
Right.
I'm sorry.
That
was a big deal. He
It
did a
was.
lot for chess.
He
He really did.
He did, and Boris Spassky requested when he passes to be buried right next to Bobby Fischer at a little cemetery in Iceland.
Is that right? Really?
He says that much respect for him.
My goodness. That
Yeah.
is amazing.
And
I'll tell you what, they put it on the map. It was
Right.
nobody, chess, who plays chess? That's
Yeah.
for rich people, whatever. Not really, because we had been, and at that time, it took hold in our high schools. We were playing.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
because the underfunded Americans beat the Soviet machine. And it
Yeah.
was a machine.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Fisher he had a fantastic mind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He might have been a
Brilliant chess
pretty good general for the military service. I mean, it's a game of strategy,
It is.
but maybe his capacity could have been done in a think tank.
So many chess players do not, many elite chess players do not have social skills.
Right. Yeah. Well, what would get me and he didn't, because he would show up late for matches. Yeah.
And he would say some very offensive things
Oh, yeah.
in
Yeah.
later years.
Yeah. It's kind of like when I come in here in Jackson. It's 8:00. Get in here, And you have to come in. Hey, where'd you get the friendly producer, man?
We're out of time.
He's
Clark.
like, yeah, let's get this hour passed so we can all go home. But no, but he did, and this has been a good thing, and the kids love it.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about primarily we hit junior high on up. I mean, do the kids in the grade schools is there an interest there?
Kids in the grade school do excellent with it.
Really?
They do excellent with it. There was a fellow named Jerry Nash. He's over in Cookeville, and he was a scholastic director for the United States Chess Federation, and then he works for the International Chess Federation as the chairman for chess and education. And his wife is a teacher in Crossville, and he tells a story about a boy that he had issues with staying on task.
Sure.
His whole family, apparently, teachers knew the grandparents, the parents.
Right.
And, they would never accuse him of being, any member of his family, of being somebody that would be on time or be able to focus on much of anything.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Jerry was teaching chess in his wife's class because she taught first grade. What the kids would be able to do is after they finished, they'd be able to go over with Mr. Jerry, and he would show them how to play chess. And this little boy was just fascinated with it. And they said, well, do you want to play chess? And he says, yes, I would. So I said, well, when you finish your work here, you'll be able to go. He finished his work. First time he had ever turned something in on time and went over there.
Okay.
So he starts watching and learning, and he's listening.
Right.
And this child never listens to anything. So Jerry's wife goes out and gets some of the other teachers, because this child who cannot sit still or focus on anything is actually being still staring at a board.
Right.
And teachers start coming by and looking in the door going, no, oh my gosh, it is him. He's quiet. He's not fidgeting.
Right.
So when teachers in the school would see him in the hallway after that, they said, we saw that you're playing chess. And he said, yes. He says, if you play chess, you must be smart. Only time that child had ever been told he must be smart.
Really? Yeah.
It changed
Unbelievable.
him. His grades changed, his self-worth, because somebody said, you're smart.
You're smart, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He then started to believe it.
Yep.
And he became what he believed. So you can have an impact on a child's life. And if you change a child's future,
That's right.
you've changed the future of a family. That family changes the future of a community. That community changes the future of the world. So
Exactly right.
don't ever think that just because you help one child, you're not making an impact. You are. You may not see it in your lifetime, but you are.
Yeah.
And
Everyone can use a bit of encouragement here and there.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you, they talk about our young people. I mean, our young people are fantastic. You've heard me probably say it here. Come up here to WGNS. Here, Jackson's here tonight. He happens to be here. You know, these young people are fantastic. There's hope for the world yet.
There is.
We're not get out of the car. Don't do that.
If we don't mess it up with data
If
centers.
he doesn't mess it up, but I mean, mess with me, I'll call your parents again. But I mean, to give a kid a compliment every once in a while.
Absolutely.
You mowed the yard, you did a great job. It looks good. That's not going to kill you.
No.
No,
I mean, after a kid's worked all day trying to do their best.
And tell them that they did a good job. They washed the car and they missed a spot or two.
Yeah, you don't point out what they missed.
Sure, yeah.
That's not helping.
No, you're not helping anybody.
I used to hate being. Well, I cut grass when I was a kid, and living in Maryland. I had a push mower, and I'd go with the hedge clippers, and I had some little old ladies whose yards I would clip.
Right.
And I'd do front and back and trim all around the house and edge along the walkways, $2.50 a yard.
Great day. Wow.
Yeah. And every other kid in the neighborhood was charging $10.
Sure.
I was just really getting enough to cover my gas and an icy.
Sure. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Right.
But I don't know where I was going with that. I kind of got lost
that's
along
all
the
right.
way. But
no.
Well, I mean, the little old ladies whose yard I was cutting when we moved to Tennessee in '74, they were upset because they knew they couldn't find anybody that would cut the lawn that they could afford to do it, and they were too old to get out and cut the grass
and still do a good job. You know. Yeah. Right.
So they've probably done a better job than me. I'm assuming,
right?
Because they charge more for it, so they could afford to spend more time on it. You getting a $10 yard job, or you want a $2.50 yard cut?
Don't forget. Do you have a website site set up for the chess thing? Didn't you have some
promoting pawns on Facebook?
Promoting Pawns on Facebook.
Right. If you go to Promoting Pawns, RCTN, something like that on there, we've got the information on it. How
good enough.
You can contribute to it if you want to. The fun. We did get $5,000 from Marcus Lemonis, CEO of Camping World, a couple of years ago,
sure.
And we raised about another $1,000 on top of that, and we gave that to the school.
It's very good. I've got something here I want to read to you, folks. And if I may, Rob.
Sure.
You brought this in on some things that have happened here in the state of Tennessee. Rutherford County, down at the bottom. A crisis that turned out to be is that 0.06? Is that 600ths?
0.06%.
0.06% with no loud correction. In Rutherford County, his office portrayed the assessor, and we're talking about Mr. Mumpower here,
Yes.
okay? Why Controller Mumpower is a political risk to you, okay? In Rutherford County, Mr. Mumpower's office portrayed our assessor, Mr. Mitchell, who's here with me tonight, as presiding over a major breakdown, implying roughly 1 in 9 parcels and 1 in 4 homes were wrong, driving months of headlines and pressure on the county commission. After a full review, the real story was 0.066 local error rate on about 135,000 properties. Okay? Worth $74.5 billion. Okay, with local corrections of roughly $241,000 on a $375 million levy. The division's March 5th, 2026 letter confirmed, quote, the necessary steps to ensure compliance have been completed. And on March 18th, 2026, the district attorney fully cleared Mr. Mitchell's office of any wrongdoing. Yet there has been no equally prominent public correction from the comptroller, Mr. Mumpower, to match his initial accusations, leaving legislators to face constituents who still believe there's an ongoing crisis in a nearly error-free office long after state agencies closed the matter. Your comments. I mean, does it have to say anything, really? I mean,
No, I mean, it's a lot of people will say, well, why is the comptroller, there must be something wrong if the comptroller is saying all of this.
oh, there's something wrong, all right.
No,
yeah.
but not in my office.
Not but you or any of your people.
No. It was an orchestrated plan to raise revenue with a backdoor tax increase, and I've vehemently opposed it as unconstitutional.
Right.
And
which it is.
And not right. That put me at odds with the professional association that assessors belong to, a membership association. I exposed that they had been administratively dissolved for more than 40 years, but every county had been paying money to them, and right. I turned that into the comptroller's office only to find out later that the comptroller was making payments to them as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
The money cop was making payments to an organization that was dissolved, and we're saying nothing about 95 counties making payments to that same organization.
Now, this organization, what is it now?
Tennessee Association of Assessing Officers.
Where'd the money go?
Good question.
How much money are we talking about? Rough. I mean, do you have an idea? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot because I'm just, asking.
No, I mean, our annual dues for Rutherford County are between $2,700 and $3,000 a year.
Okay.
So, if you take
2,500.
Yeah, say 2,500.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
By 95.
Okay. 2,500 times 95. 237,500.
Now
that's just 1 year.
That's just 1 year. Now add $75,000 to it because that's how much money CTAS pays them every year. And CTAS is the County Technical Assistance Service from the University of Tennessee.
75,000.
Mm-hmm.
312,500.
Now, add on top of that an additional $5,000 to $6,000 a year the comptroller's office pays them directly.
312. Hang on a minute. 312,500 plus, of course, 5,000.
Yeah.
Of course, is 317,500.
Now multiply that by 40.
Times 40. $12,700,000.
That's it.
That would be roughly. Where's the money?
I don't know.
What was there a president of the association or a commissioner? Or?
There's a president of the association that gets appointed by the executive board, and the executive board is supposedly elected by member counties. The executive director, prior to every meeting where they're going to be elected, he meets with the members that are going to be in attendance and instructs them who they should vote for.
Now, wait a minute. Run this by me again. When does this bunch meet, and where do they meet?
They will meet twice. They generally meet twice a year. They'll have a summer meeting that will be coming up in Gatlinburg, and the counties will pay for their assessors and any assessors' staff to attend, and that's anywhere between $600, $700 a head, room and board, and
Sure.
convention meetings.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And then the association gets a discounted room and a kickback from the hotels. That's standard
That's
conference
standard,
stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
So if you get 100 people to go and you charge them each $700, a portion of that goes to the rooms. The other portion goes to the association for hosting the events. And then the hotel will generally give the association a portion of whatever room and board were collected off of that as a finder's fee.
But, again, what happens to the money? What's the purpose of the money? Collecting it. What's going on? And I'm not putting you on the bubble.
That is a very honest answer, a very honest question. I asked that and was never provided any information, which is why I withdrew Rutherford County from the association.
Sure. Right.
I checked to see, I tried to get the financials on my own. Since they are not a non-for-profit like the Registry of Deeds Association is,
right?
They don't file anything with the IRS. They don't file a 990 form. So the only other way you can be is if you're a non-for-profit, you must be a for-profit. I checked with the Secretary of State's office. They were listed there from 1960 to 1983, at which point they were dissolved by the Department of Revenue. And they've never made a filing since then. And as late as 2026, I will go through every year, every budget cycle, and ask the Secretary of State's office if they've reinstated, and they have not. And they are not using any other additional name.
But there are other counties still paying this quote-unquote fee.
That's right.
But we don't. You pull us out of it.
I pulled us out because I didn't think that I could spend my taxpayers' money for an organization that refused to show their financials so I could tell my taxpayers where their money was going.
I'm a little hesitant to do it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. And if Bud's listening, Bud, you're welcome to call. You know that Bud Carmen, your attorney, has he touched on this? I mean, or do we really want to know what he's got to say about it?
He's very adamant that there is something wrong.
I can imagine.
He'll
flat let you know.
He will. He'll let you know completely that he believes something's not correct with
it.
And there's not. All our citizens deserve transparency at every level of government.
Right.
And if somebody is spending taxpayer money, then they deserve to be expected to tell the taxpayers how they're using their money and for what purposes.
Sure.
That's all anybody's asked for.
Well, I mean, and you and I have talked many times over the years since I've been here. If it's a tax, call it a tax. Tell the people what it's for. Most people will understand.
That's right.
None of us like paying, property tax, the IRS, federal tax. That's part of it, sales tax. But it's part of life. That's just what it is. And in a fast-growing community like this, it is. But if you tell most people, look, we need a 0.5% increase, and here's what we need it for. And here's what it's going to go to.
Right.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, we got to do it. We got to do it. That's it.
That's it.
and we wouldn't have had to have a 23% increase, bam, at one time, which I don't think that affected your department, did it? I mean, you were operating with the same budget that,
Yeah, no,
Okay.
no. I mean, we're getting along now. I'll let everybody know we were delayed in being able to process the revenue neutral certified tax rate this year.
Right.
It wasn't anything that we did that
Sure.
caused to be late. It was because of state action.
Sure.
They put us behind with everything. But just everybody will hear it now for the very first time. I've turned the paperwork in to the county mayor's office. I'm waiting for their signature so that we can send it to the state, and then the state can officially sign off and say they've already agreed with the numbers that we've sent up there.
Sure.
I just need a signature to send it back so they can say you're good to go.
Right. Okay.
But I'll let you know it's going to be about $1.50
Okay.
on the county rate. It's currently 1.8762.
Okay.
So it's about a 30-cent drop.
Okay. All right.
You know.
So, just to cap off here, again, you've been absolved, you and your office, any of your people, totally absolved of any of the wrongdoing or whatever it might be. A friend of mine and I, we were talking just the other night, and I was telling him about your office, what little still, after all the years of knowing you and us doing the shows together, these broadcasts together, I said, look, your assessment on your house, I will guarantee you, is wrong. But it is wrong. For example, if it comes up $1,287, okay, charge him $1,200. You're erring on the side of caution.
Yeah.
So the assessment is wrong. Yeah, my assessment should probably be more. Am I right in that assumption? Or, I mean, I know occasionally time, 6/100ths of the time I got you, man.
I mean, what we do is we measure from the exterior measurements.
Sure.
So we will round down.
Sure.
Now, we're not out there. We're just trying to get an estimation for tax purposes on what's there. This is not a fee appraisal.
Absolutely. Sure.
Now, some of the things that we were dinged for, Ed, we were dinged for missing the square footage on a driveway by as little as 5 square feet.
Right.
Davidson County doesn't pick up driveways
Yeah,
at
I was
all.
talking to you about that. I can't. Yeah.
So we miss it by 5 square feet, and we're terrible. And we've sinned. They don't pick it up at all. And it's like, well, so what? They didn't miss the measurement.
Yeah, and in a county that could certainly use a few extra bucks,
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
So I mean, it is definitely a double standard.
Right.
We were
Right.
targeted because we publicly disagreed with the comptroller.
Sure.
What a lot of people don't know, and I sent the information 2 years ago, I was appointed to the State Board of Equalization.
Right.
But before it became official, somebody up there got to the governor's office and it was retracted. I sent the emails to a reporter the other day. He says, I didn't know that you were appointed. I said, oh, yes. This is absolutely political.
Mm-hmm.
He said,
yeah, you bet.
do you have proof that they appointed you? I said, I've got the emails from the governor's office. I'll be happy to send them over to you. So I did.
Right.
I mean, the paper trail goes back.
Sure. Sure.
Am I perfect? Is my office perfect? No.
No, and any of your people would tell you that. Yeah, yeah. There's not.
We are not perfect. We will make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes.
But come on, Rob, 0.06%.
I know.
I mean, and Mum Power stood right there. I watched that meeting. That night he came that Thursday evening, he come down. I have just received this report, and I wanted to come and bring it to you immediately. Okay, yeah, I know you did. Bully for you, Hoss. But you can't even let the commissioners take a look at this finding that you've had. You've got to come down and personally, scour our Rutherford County Property Assessment. Whether that was you or anybody else, I'd take offense to it.
Well, I took offense to it. I took offense
I
to,
imagine.
The allegations against my office and against people in it. My chief deputy, I believe, was slandered.
Sure.
By position. Now, the comptroller is very cautious to do it in a public meeting from the well.
Sure.
So
yeah.
now it's protected speech.
Right.
So he's very adept at that. Now, he started trying to come up there. The planning for that was in August, before we'd even finished having the stuff turned in from the state for us to even look at. He was trying to set an appointment, and I cautioned him that it was a bit soon. But he says, "Oh, no, we'll be finished." No, we weren't going to be finished, because I wasn't going to go through and be forced to key things that were wrong. And the majority of what we were being told to do was wrong, and the state retracted it. That's what was taking so long. We weren't
Sure.
stonewalling anything.
Yeah, right.
We
Yeah,
were
I
just
know forever you were waiting on them,
I mean, we got
You
it,
know.
and we were double checking the stuff before it was keyed in. Most people don't know that in March, when we were taken to the state board, they refused to allow us to see any of the information they were going to turn in.
I know. I remember that. Yeah.
It was a kangaroo court.
Sure.
If people don't know what kangaroo court is, use Google, and that's what this whole process has been.
Sure.
They,
yeah.
they determined that we were going to be guilty, and they were going to try to find a way to prove it.
Well, we're in our last 5 or 6 minutes here. I want to thank you for doing this tonight, as always. Thank you. And thank your wife.
Oh, I will. She's wonderful.
She's got to be, because I know, the wives or spouses don't sign up for your job.
No.
But I want to thank Bud Carmen. It's been a pleasure to get to meet him. He knows nothing about politics, but other than that,
oh, the phone's going to ring any minute now.
no, he knows a lot more about politics. He's been around a little longer than I have, and he knows his way around, and he knows he's welcome here anytime he wants. And I mean that. If you're listening or listening to a replay of this, I mean it. But he was really a blessing to get to meet, really, because he knew.
Yep.
But now he's got to go through the motions like everybody else, and it has to be in a legal capacity, in which there's nobody better than him. Now I want to ask you something. You've been there. How long have you been on the job? 12 years coming up?
Going up on, it'll be 16 years.
16 years. Okay.
I will be the second longest serving property assessor, second only to Tommy Sanford.
Tommy Sanford. Yeah. Remember Tommy?
Yeah.
Was a good fella. Yeah. Can I ask you, do you want to run again? Now that all this mess, I'd love to see you do it, but now if you and the wife, and I include the wife because I mean this, it's something to think of. She's in this thing with you too.
Yeah.
And
I may want to be comptroller. Only way to fix this is to start at the top.
You get to start the top. You're wanting to operate like I do now. I've been trying to find out. I want to be the owner of this station, but it's going to take some money to do it. And it's going to take a lot of money. But, you've been here. Your people done a great job. Yes, I know Russell Key. He's one of your people. And there's nobody better.
No.
Russell can look at a piece of ground and tell you what he knows. He just knows. And you got a lot of other people the same way, because that's what you do. But, I was just wondering, maybe if you consider, making another run at it or staying where you're at it.
Who knows? It's,
okay.
2
All
years.
right. I don't want to, I didn't want to, throw that at you.
That's a fair question. If all of this hadn't happened, I would have probably been able to get everything accomplished that I'd set out for. We've got Smart Rutherford that is, we did a beta test on it, on the electronic notifications, and that's actually working. What we intend to do is, for everybody that we have a cell phone number for or an email address for, we're going to send a notice out to them saying that inviting them to sign up. If you don't opt in, you won't get another message from us. But we have to get a good database of people to send it out.
Right.
And then you'll start getting notifications if somebody goes through and tries to change the ownership of your property and take your property.
Right, which is being advertised on television.
Yeah, you'll get a text message.
You get a text
and an email saying, "We've had a change. Here's your new assessment notice." You can go, "Wait a minute. That's not my name."
Right. Yeah.
So That now the Register of Deeds has a free service that does that too. We're not trying to replace what she's got or duplicating it.
Right.
We're just wanting to find a way that when some people don't get their mail in a timely manner,
Right.
and if we're required by statute to mail, or if we have an email, to email, we will be the first county in Tennessee to actually email a notification once this is set up. No other county has been able to do it. We'll be the first.
Okay. Now, to sort of end on what we've got about 3 minutes left, we have a new county mayor coming in, and I guess the end of September, 1st of August, whatever, and have to wait till the election's over, but he's running unopposed, so he for all practical purposes, our new mayor, Randy Allen. We know Randy. You know him. Randy was up here with me 4 years ago when he ran for county mayor and didn't lose by much. All of them were pretty tight at that time. Any opinions on you know Randy? I think I think it's a good thing. I don't
met him
know.
a couple of times.
Yeah,
one of the nicest people I've met.
sure.
I think
Yeah.
he'll do fine.
Sure.
The suggestion I did make to him, we were supposed to meet when he's kind of winds things down over it.
Right.
I said, have at least a monthly meeting with all the elected officials
Sure.
where everybody just sits down for a couple of hours at a conference table and have a lunch brought in.
Right.
And just say, this is what we've got going on here. These are challenges we have. Has anybody else experienced anything like that? What do you think?
And we might need some help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just have a free sharing of concerns, because somebody may have an institutional knowledge of something similar that they can say, oh, we've done this right here, and this is how we did it, and I'll help.
And everything, Rob, does not necessarily have to have a price tag attached to it.
No.
It could be something as simple as utilizing office space as being unused somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
or sharing a
whatever.
program that
Yeah.
that maybe one office has purchased a software
sure.
that could be used in another office,
Sure it can.
so that they wouldn't have to go out and go through the RFP and buy it and then have two similar softwares that do similar stuff at the same time. That's a duplication of process that is unnecessary.
Yeah. Well, it, again, is a pleasure. I think it's going to be good to get Randy in and get everything settled down. That's going to take some time. But thank you so much.
I
appreciate you. And I know for you and your wife, there were some dark moments there for a while. You really didn't know what was going on. But, brother, you came out of it in the end, and you came out.
Well,
I'm telling you.
As Churchill once said, when you're going through Hades, keep going.
Keep going. Yeah.
Don't
gotta
stop to look around.
Got to persevere. No, I won't be stopping to look around. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to get out of here, Jackson. Thank you, Jackson. Great job on the board as usual, as always, here at WGNS. Thank Rob Mitchell, your Rutherford County Property Assessor. We thank all of you for listening and watching if you're on YouTube or Facebook Live. And I'll tell you what, I'm Ed Raymer for the Ed and Lee Raymer Show. And until next Sunday, 8 o'clock, I'll catch you down the road. Good night.